Hello students, today we are going to see the important points of lesson number 3, life processes in living organism part 2. See the points. In that, the first one point is about the reproduction. First we will see what is the meaning of reproduction. Reproduction means formation of new organism of same species by earlier existing organism is called as reproduction. Reproduction is of two types. It takes place by two methods. The first one is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. Now asexual reproduction means what? It means in which involvement of gamete is not there. It means it is without the involvement of gamete. And sexual reproduction means in which gametes are involved for the reproduction. In asexual reproduction, in first point we will see how it takes place in unicellular organism and how it takes place in multicellular organism. But first we will discuss about asexual reproduction in unicellular organism. Okay, asexual reproduction in unicellular organism takes place by three methods. Now which are that three methods? In that the first one is binary fission, second one is multiple fission and the third one is budding. Okay, first we will discuss about the binary fission. Now which point is going on here? Asexual reproduction in unicellular organism. The first one method here, binary fission. Now binary fission means what? Binary fission means in which parent cell divides into two daughter cells. It is known as the binary fission. Bi means two. This binary fission takes place by the three methods. It means it is of three types. The first one is simple binary fission. Second one is here transverse binary fission. And the third one is longitudinal binary fission. First we will see about the simple binary fission. See here, simple binary fission. By observing diagram, you can clearly understand that from one parent cell, two daughter cells are formed here. So in amoeba, we can see the simple binary fission. This you know that amoeba does not have any specific shape, so it can divide by any plane and get converted into the two daughter cells. So the name given as the simple binary fission. Example is amoeba. Now the second one type of binary fission is transverse binary fission. For example, paramecium. In paramecium, paramecium divides horizontally. If you will see, this is the parent paramecium is there and you can see it cut, you can see in the horizontal manner. So the name given as the transverse binary fission. For example, paramecium. After that, the next one type of binary fission is longitudinal binary fission. Now longitudinal means what? Which divides vertically. Just like a vertically it get divide into the two daughter cell. And in euglena, parent cell divide vertically to form the two daughter cells here. So when binary fission takes place vertically, then it is known as the longitudinal binary fission, and for example euglena. Now let us see the next one point or next one method of asexual reproduction in unicellular organism is multiple fission. Multiple fission we can observe in amoeba, or how it takes place here. If you will see, parent amoeba is there and the second one figure is related to the cyst. Now cyst means what? In favorable condition, that when any adverse condition is there, at that time amoeba stops to form the pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means it is the one type of part of amoeba which is useful for the movement of the amoeba and to take the food inside the body. But in adverse condition, amoeba stops the formation of pseudopodia and because of that it stops movement also. And it starts to become round in structure. And at that time it forms the protective covering around the plasma membrane. and this is known as the cyst. When amoeba starts to form the protective covering around the plasma membrane, this stage is known as the cyst. This encysted amoeba, when it goes under the division of nucleus, means when repeated nuclear division takes place and when it is followed by the cytoplasmic division, after that many daughter amoeba starts to form in this cyst, and in favorable condition this cyst breaks open and these daughter amoeba released in the environment and they start to live independently in the environment. So this is known as the multiple fission, because large amount of many nuclei or many daughter amoeba released in this process, so the name given as the multiple fission. This is the second one method of asexual reproduction in unicellular organism. Now the third one method is budding. If we will see the yeast, budding takes place in yeast cell. In that, parent yeast cell is you can see in this structure. After that, on parent cell, one bulge-like structure starts to occur. After that, this bulge means what? It is known as the bud. So this bulge starts to convert into bud, and simultaneously two daughter nuclei enters into this bud. In favorable condition, these buds starts to grow separately, and after that daughter yeast starts to develop there, and so it is known as the budding. Why this process is known as the budding? Because daughter cells are formed from the bulge or the bud. Total 3 methods you have studied here, in which reproduction in asexual reproduction and in unicellular organism. Now let us see asexual reproduction in multicellular organism. Up to here, first one about unicellular organism we have studied there. In asexual reproduction in multicellular organism, the first one method is fragmentation. Now what is the meaning of fragmentation? Fragmentation means this type of asexual reproduction occurs in multicellular organism, and in this type of reproduction the body of parent organism breaks up into many fragments. If you will see the structure of Spirogyra, observe this diagram carefully, you can see the fragmentation. This is the diagram of Spirogyra. Here body of Spirogyra gets divided into the here many fragments, so the name given as the fragmentation, and each fragment starts to live as an independent new organism. When Spirogyra gets large amount of food or water when available to the Spirogyra, at that time it grows fastly and it starts to breaks up into the many fragment, and this type of reproduction occurs algae like Spirogyra and sponges like Cycon. So this is the first one method in asexual reproduction in multicellular organism. Now let us see the second one method. See the second one method, the name is regeneration. Now regeneration means what? Regeneration means in which the parent cell breaks up its body into two parts, and thereafter each part regenerates remaining part of the body, and thus two new planaria are formed. For example, for regeneration is planaria. If you will observe the diagram carefully, you can see here the parent cell is here, and after that when the planaria breaks up its body into two parts, see this structure, head is separated and tail is separated from the planaria. After that each part regenerates remaining part of the body. Now each part means where head is regenerated, at that time it get again this part observed, you can see here, and whatever middle part is remain here, that part also get regenerated here. So regeneration, it is the method of asexual reproduction which takes place in multicellular organism. Now let us see the third one method, budding method. Now budding means here In case of hydra, which example is there for budding process? Hydra. In case of hydra, under favorable conditions, at specific part of its body, an outgrowth is formed by repeated division of regenerative cells of body wall. See the structure. This is the structure of hydra, and one bud-like structure starts to occur here. And why it occurs? Because of this outgrowth is formed by the repeated division of regenerative cells of the body wall, and this outgrowth is called as the bud. What it is called? Bud. And parent hydra supplies nutrition to the budding hydra. Here, if you will see, when this bud starts to grow, it is known as the nascent hydra. This structure is known as the parent hydra, and whatever nutrition needs to the nascent hydra, it gets it from the parent hydra. Okay. Now let us see the next one type. The fourth one type is vegetative propagation. Now vegetative propagation means reproduction in plants with the help of vegetative parts like root, stem, leaf and bud. And this type, if just type of part, if vegetative parts are useful in the reproduction, just type of reproduction is known as the vegetative propagation. For example, sweet potato. In sweet potato, roots are useful for the reproduction. If you will see the bryophyllum, in bryophyllum, leaf margin is useful for the reproduction. And in potato, whatever eyes are present or buds are present on it, it is useful for the reproduction. So this is the vegetative propagation examples are there in which vegetative parts are useful for the reproduction. Now let us see the next one type, spore formation. Now spore formation means this method you can see on the piece of bread. If you will keep moist piece of bread in pack container or in pack box, after the 2 or 3 days you can see white colored cottony layer upon it. This is known as the mucor. It is a type of fungus, and if you will observe it under the microscope, you can see just like a structure below of it. Okay, and in that, once the spore are formed, sporangia burst and spores are released. It is a thread-like structure in which sporangium is present, and inside the sporangium spores are present there. In that, once the spores are formed, where are the spores formed? Here in the sporangium, spores are formed and sporangia burst and spores are released. Spores germinate in moist and warm place and new fungal colonies is formed. Okay, so here spores are useful for the formation of new fungal colonies. What is the name of it? Spore formation. Now let us see the next one type of reproduction. The next one type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction means which takes place with involvement of the gametes. In that, the first one point is about the gamete formation. Now gametes are formed by the meiosis. In last lesson you have studied about the mitosis and meiosis, and you know that in meiosis chromosome number is reduced to half. Hence, haploid gametes are formed. Here, haploid means what? Haploid means single set of chromosome, and diploid means what? Double set of or 2 sets of chromosomes. So, gamete formation takes place with the help of the meiosis process. Now, the next one point is about the fertilization. Fertilization means in which a diploid zygote, diploid means what? 2 sets of chromosome. A diploid zygote is formed in this process by union of haploid male and female gametes. How zygote get formed? By the union of male and female gametes, and the zygote divides by mitosis. This zygote get divided by which process? By the mitosis process, and embryo is formed and the embryo develops to form new individual, and this process is known as the fertilization process. Now we will see the first point in sexual reproduction. First we will see about the sexual reproduction in plants. Flower is structural unit of sexual reproduction in plant. Which one is the structural unit for the sexual reproduction in plant? Flower. And it consists of total 4 floral whorls. Now which are the 4 floral whorls are there? In that, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, arranged in sequence from outside to the inside. Now observe this diagram. Then you can see calyx, corolla, androecium and the gynoecium. These are arranged from the inside to the outside. Okay, so these are the 4 floral whorls are there which are present in the flower. Now we will see the next one point. Androecium and gynoecium are called essential whorls. Androecium and gynoecium are known as the essential whorl because they perform the function of the reproduction. Understanding why they are known as the essential whorl? Because they perform the function of reproduction, whereas calyx and corolla are called as the accessory whorls. Why? Because they are responsible for protection of inner whorls. Okay, and members of calyx are called as the sepals and they are green colored. Mainly whatever calyx is there, it is mainly in which color? It is in green colored, and members of corolla are called as the petals and they are variously colored, and because of that we can see the flowers in different color. Now observe the structure carefully. Gynoecium having mainly 3 parts. Which 3 parts are there? In that, this part is known as the stigma, this part is known as the style, and downside here ovary is present. These 3 structure combinedly called as the gynoecium. And here side you can see anther, and this one part is known as the filament, and this is known as the androecium. Okay. Now these all are the parts of the flower. Now see the next one structure. Here you can see female flower and the male flower. These 2 structures are of papaya. Now female flower means if flower have the only gynoecium in it, okay, then it is known as the female flower, and if flower have only androecium in it, then it is known as the male flower. This is the example of papaya plant in which female flower and male flower occurs separately. Okay. Now see the next one point about the double fertilization in angiosperm. In double fertilization method, pollination method is useful for it. Now pollination means what? Pollination means in which pollen grains from the anther transfer to the stigma. This process is known as the pollination process. After the gamete production, pollen grains get transferred to the sticky stigma. See the structure carefully. It is the structure of ovary. In that upside you can see the sticky stigma, and here this tube-like structure is known as the style, and below of it ovary is present. After the complete formation of the gamete in the pollen grain, it sticks or comes on the stigma. After that it enters into the style. Whatever male gametes are there, it goes into the embryo sac. This is known as the embryo sac, and how it goes inside the embryo sac? Through this style. With the help of this style, it get pushed into the embryo sac. In embryo sac, this in between these 2 male gamete, one male gamete unite with the egg cell to form the zygote. Okay, and another whatever male gamete is there, it get unite with the 2 polar nucleus. And this process where one male gamete unite with the egg cell, it is known as the fertilization method to form the zygote, and here another one male gamete unite with the two daughter nuclei, two polar nucleus. This process is known as the double fertilization process. Understanding why it is known as the double fertilization? Because one male gamete unite with the two polar nucleus to form the endosperm. So this is about the double fertilization in angiosperm. Now let us see the next one point, sexual reproduction in human being. Sexual reproduction in human being, in that first we will discuss about the human male reproductive system. Okay, in human male reproductive system, which are the main parts are there? In that, testes, different that various ducts and various glands are present. If we will see the structure of it, see it, testes contain numerous seminiferous tubules and germinal epithelium present in the tubules divide by meiosis to produce the sperms. Now those sperms are sent forward through various tubules, and sequence of those tubules is as rete testis, vas efferens, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct and urinogenital duct. As the sperms are pushed forwards from one duct to the next, they become mature and able to fertilize the ovum, and seminal vesicle secrete their secretion in ejaculatory duct, whereas prostate glands and Cowper's glands secrete their secretions in urinogenital duct. Semen is formed of sperms and secretion of all these glands. Here we will discuss about the diagram. See here. See which ducts are present here. Prostate glands and ducts are present. Ejaculatory duct. Here prostate gland, vas deferens, Cowper's gland and urinogenital duct is there. In that prostate gland, this seminal vesicle secrete their secretion where? In the ejaculatory duct, and whereas prostate gland and the Cowper's gland secrete their secretion in the urinogenital duct. Okay. Here semen is ejaculated out through penis. All the organs of male reproductive system are paired except urinogenital duct, penis and the scrotum. Now let us see the next one, sexual reproduction in human being. In that we will see the human female reproductive system. Observe it carefully. Human female reproductive system consists of pair of ovary, pair of oviduct, uterus and the vagina. These are the main four parts of the female reproductive system. Generally, every month an ovum is released in abdominal cavity alternately from each ovary. Okay, and free end of oviduct is funnel like here. If you will see the free end of the oviduct, it is funnel like structure. Okay, here an opening is present at the center of it, and oocyte enters the oviduct through that opening. Cilia are present on inner surface of oviduct, and these cilia push the oocyte towards the uterus. So this is the structure of human female reproductive system. Now we will see the gamete formation. In gamete formation, both gametes means male and female gamete, it means sperm and ovum, are formed by meiosis. How both gametes are formed? By the meiosis process. Sperms are produced in the testes of men from beginning of maturation, means it is known as the puberty period, okay, till the death. And however, in case of woman, at the time of birth there are 2 to 4 million immature oocytes in the ovary of female fetus, and oocyte mature and is released from ovary every month from the beginning of maturity up to the age of menopause. Now we will see the about fertilization process. Fertilization means what? Formation of zygote by union of sperm and ovum is called as fertilization process. In this process, semen is ejaculated in vagina during copulation. Sperms in the number of few millions start their journey by the root of vagina, after that uterus, and after that oviduct. One of those few million sperms fertilize the only ovum present in the oviduct. From the age of puberty up the menopause, up to the menopause means puberty up to the menopause means from 10 to 70 years of age means it is known as the puberty period, and menopause means 45 to 50 years. This stage is known as the menopause. An ovum is released every month from the ovary, and that is out of 2 to 4 million ova, approximately only 400 oocytes are released up to the age of menopause, and remaining oocytes undergo degeneration process. Now the next one point is about the menstrual cycle. Now menstrual cycle, it is a natural process and it is controlled by mainly 4 hormones. Now which are the 4 hormones are there by which menstrual cycle is get controlled? These are the follicle stimulating hormone. What is the name of it? Follicle stimulating hormone means in short it is known as the FSH. After that the second one hormone name is luteinizing hormone means LH. Third one is estrogen and the fourth one is progesterone. So these 4 hormones are there by which menstrual cycle is controlled. How it takes place, about that some information is given here. We will do discussion about it. See here, one of the several follicles in the ovary starts to develop along with the oocyte present in it. This is the first one stage. Under the effect of follicle stimulating hormone, this developing follicle secretes estrogen. Endometrium of the uterus starts to develop during the first cycle or regenerate during the subsequent cycles under the effect of estrogen. Meanwhile, developing follicle completes its development. Now observe this diagram carefully. Here this is the structure. From that you can understand the changes in the ovary during menstruation, and here you can see downside of it, changes in the uterus during menstruation. Here fully grown follicle, these are get controlled by the follicle stimulating hormone, and downside LH is written means what? Luteinizing hormone is there. So fully grown follicle, from that estrogen starts to produce, and with that ovulation process also starts to or takes place, which is controlled by the luteinizing hormone. In this stage, see here, here endometrium of the uterus starts to develop during first cycle, but it starts to regenerate during the subsequent cycle under the effect of which hormone? Estrogen, and meanwhile developing follicle completes its development. It bursts under the effect of luteinizing hormone and oocyte is released. This is called as a ovulation. Ovulation means what? In which that oocyte is released. Now only you have observed the diagram. The stage in which oocyte is released, this stage is known as the ovulation, and remaining tissue of the burst follicle forms the corpus luteum. corpus luteum starts to secrete progesterone. Which hormone is secreted by the corpus luteum? Progesterone. And endometrial gland secrete their secretion under the effect of progesterone. Such endometrium is ready for implantation of embryo. Now observe this structure carefully. Here, after the ovulation, corpus luteum is formed there, which starts to secrete the hormone progesterone and estrogen. Okay, after that we will see the corpus luteum starts to secrete the progesterone, and endometrial gland secretes their secretion under the effect of progesterone. Such endometrium is ready for the implantation of embryo. If oocyte is not fertilized within 24 hours, okay, corpus luteum becomes inactive, okay, and starts to transform into the corpus albicans. Due to this, secretion of estrogen and progesterone stops completely. Endometrium starts to degenerate in absence of these two hormones, and tissues of degenerating endometrium and unfertilized ovum are discarded out through the vagina. These accompanied with continuous bleeding, and bleeding continues approximately for how much days? For 5 days, and this is called as the menstruation. Now let us see the next one point: reproduction and modern technology. In case of women, irregularity in menstrual cycle, difficulties in oocyte production, obstacles in the oviducts, and difficulties in implantation in uterus and many other reasons are responsible for this. And absence of sperms in the semen, slow movement of the sperms, abnormalities in the sperms are the reasons in case of the males. But now with the help of the advanced technology or advanced medical technique, now which advanced techniques are there? Like IVF. What is the long form of IVF? In vitro fertilization. Surrogacy, sperm bank, the childless, from that by using these techniques the childless couples can have a child. Here the next one point is about the twins. Twins means in that two embryos develop simultaneously in the same uterus, and thus two offsprings are delivered simultaneously, and such offsprings are called as the twins. There are two main types of twins are present, in that monozygotic twins, and the second one type is dizygotic twins. Monozygotic twins are formed from single embryo, so the name given as the monozygotic because it is formed from the single embryo. During early period of embryonic development, early period of embryonic development means within 8 days of zygote formation, cells of that embryo divide into two groups, okay, and those two groups develop as two separate embryos, and thus monozygotic twins are formed. Such twins are genetically exactly similar to each other. Due to this, such twins are exactly similar in their appearances, and their gender is also same, that is both will be either boys or the girls. After that, in case of the monozygotic twins, if the embryonic cells are divided into two groups and 8 days after the zygote formation, okay, there is a high possibility of formation of conjoined twins. These conjoined twins are known as the Siamese twins. Such twins are born with some parts of the body joined, so the name given as the conjoined twins, and twins are born with some parts of the body joined to each other. Some organs are common in such twins. The second one type here, occasionally two oocytes are released from the ovary of woman and both oocytes are fertilized by two separate sperms and thus two zygotes are formed. Two embryos are formed from those two zygotes and both of those embryos are separately implanted in the uterus and thus dizygotic twins are delivered after the complete developments. Such twins are genetically different and may be same or different by the gender. Now see, the next one point is about the reproductive health. First we will see the meaning of health. Health means what? A person's state of being physical, mental and social strongness is called as health. Bleeding occurs during the menstrual cycle. Due to this, private organs means genitals need to be maintained clean time to time, otherwise problems regarding reproductive health may be arise there. Now among the various sexual diseases just like syphilis and gonorrhea occur on large scale and both of these diseases are caused by the bacteria, and to avoid such diseases our reproductive health is important. So this is the last one point of the lesson. In this lesson we have discussed about the important points. Thank you.